And congratulations again to Bella, Brenna, Olivia, Avery, and Melania. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Wonderful accomplishments. It was cool to hear about all of that. Let's give them another round of applause. Our next presenter is our Herman Sani Scholarship chairperson, Steve Jermeyer. Steve, I'm going to try to embarrass you. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm going to try for just a second. All right, how many people in the room remember Tiger Woods winning the U.S. Open on a broken leg in 2008? All right, does anybody remember the flu game, Michael Jordan, 1997? Raise your hand if you remember that. Now I'm really going to test you. In 1970, Willis Reed came out in the Knicks NBA Finals. So Steve has had back problems the last few days. He sent me his speech today saying, hey, you might have to do this. And if you've ever been a public speaker, it's not fun, but one of the things you learn if you have to do this a lot is you prepare for it. And I was a little bit nervous because I didn't have much time to prepare. But Steve's come through. I don't know if you took drugs, but it's just pain medication. If he goes down tonight during the speeches, don't worry, I'll step in. I got his notes with me. But Steve Jermeyer, come on up. Thanks for gutting it.
That is true, and I am on prescription drugs, so I feel like maybe there needs to be a disclosure here that if I say anything that's out of line, I've got waivers right on this. So somebody at our table said this. I think it's really true. Like, look out at what we've got tonight. This is just a spectacular evening, right? The golf course is beautiful. I mean, it's in perfect shape, is what it looks like to me, anyways. I will not be playing, for the record. But I think for the folks that are playing tomorrow, you're gonna have a great day. The meal was great, conversation was great. Everybody that I've met tonight, you guys are all really impressive. So give yourselves a hand, okay? I am gonna talk just briefly about Herman Sani and the scholarship and the tournament and what it means and kind of how we got here at Echo Valley, because there's a story behind it. So Herman Sani was actually the first director of the Iowa Golf Association. He served our organization for a long time, I think over 30 years. And he was a member at Hyperion Field Club. Those of you who don't know where that is, it's up in Johnston, kind of by Camp Dodge, right, from a directional standpoint. And the greens are impossible for me. It's all built on a hill, for the record, but we can talk about that later, maybe after the presentation. He was at Hypo for over 50 years, and there's an interesting story. In 1936, Herman Sani actually bought Hyperion back off back taxes. And there's no record that he was ever reimbursed for it, and he gave the club back to the membership during the Great Depression. It's a pretty cool story. He was very active in junior golf, and the Herman Sani tournament began in 1950. 8 years later, the Herman Sani Scholarship started, and since then, we've awarded 158 scholarships to deserving youth all over the state. So the reason we're here, because Hyperion was the club that hosted it for so many years. The reason we're here was 2013, Hyperion came to Chad. It was actually my first year on the board of directors, and said, hey, we can't host a tournament this year. And they were going to host I think it was a Symmetric Tour event, a ladies professional tour event. And we needed a home. And the guy sitting back in the corner is Mike Capola, and he is the owner of Echo Valley. And he said, hey, come out here and have the tournament here. So since then, we've alternated every year with Hyperion. And I would tell you, since then, this tournament has been taken over by the Iowa Golf Association. It used to be run by Hyperion. It is a first-class event now, and the fact that we get to host it at 2 incredible golf courses is awesome. I will tell you the scholarship was actually in a little bit of trouble a couple years later, and that same guy in the corner, I won't go into too many details, but Mike has been like the patron saint of the Iowa Golf Association, in my opinion, honestly. The scholarship is on solid footing because of Mike's generosity, and that amazing building that we were all in before this thing started is thanks to him as well, and so many people that donated and put in a bunch of time and effort. Chad Pitts at the top of the list did 2 jobs for effectively 2 years. One of them was, oh, by the way, being the executive director of the Iowa Golf Association, and the other one was trying to figure out how to get that thing done. And if you got a chance to walk through it, I hope you enjoyed it. We're pretty proud of it. So Mike, Chad, everybody, thank you for everything you've done. Okay, so I'm going to thank a few more folks, and then we'll get into this year's Sani Scholars. So first, the entire IGA staff. So Chad, Caitlin, Clint, Nate, Carly, our interns Molly, Charlie, Max, and Paige, who did that amazing work over at Golf House. So if you all got in to see your names on that placard, that gal right there is the reason behind it. So thank you for everything you do. You can clap for them. They're awesome. The membership at Echo Valley for allowing us to take over their golf course for the weekend. I'm actually a member here, so you can thank me too for that. And certainly the staff, Matt Mathias, the entire staff. The food today was amazing. The golf course is amazing. So thank you to everybody involved with Echo Valley. Our Sani Selection Committee, we've got a few here tonight. John Matavina, if as I name you off, would you please stand? John Matavina, Andy Burton, Caitlin, Tim Taylor, Ron Peterson. Did I forget anybody that's in the room? I hope not. Okay, all right. One in particular, John Matavina, who already stood up. This is John's last year on the selection committee. John has meant the world to the Iowa Golf Association, and he used to do what I do. He was the chair of this selection committee, but beyond that, he's been our treasurer for the IGA and the foundation. We're never going to let him go, right? We're gonna keep you in that role as long as we can, buddy. John taught me kind of how to do this, and it started, for those of you, it's kind of funny. I see kids coming up here with young ladies and gentlemen, coming up here with their phones to do their speeches. The first couple of years we had the Sani Selection Committee, John brought me a Palmer's Deli, full of these paper applications, and I would have them like scattered out on my living room floor, trying to go through them and figure out, how we were going to narrow this thing down. So John, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for the association, for everything you do for the Sani. You spent over 30 years supporting this thing. We genuinely appreciate everything you've done and wish you all the best down in Florida. Okay, we're almost there. I'm done, just about done thanking people. But finally, I do want to say this to the parents and the family and the friends and the coaches and I think aunts and uncles and grandparents. Did I catch it all? Cousins, friends, anything else? The Sani is a big deal. I firmly believe that. And people ask me all the time what the Herman Sani Scholarship is all about. And I would tell you, it's not about picking the 4 best golfers in the state. If it was, we wouldn't need a selection committee, right? We could just go use some magic spreadsheet and figure out adjusted stroke average for tournament play and go, here you go, right? To me, this scholarship is all about well-rounded young men and women. It's about kids that are great in school, they're great in their communities, they're involved in everything, and they happen to be passionate about the game of golf. It doesn't mean they have to be the best golfer. They could be the best mower at a golf course because they want to go into turf grass management. I see scholarship applications like that all the time. So we started this thing off with 100, Caitlin, how many do we have? 120-ish? 120 applicants, right? My job as the selection chair is to get it down to a list that our committee can work through. So usually try to get it 15 to 20, and then they've got a really tough job. They've got to pick the 4 best out of that population, and I can tell you it is a stiff competition. So especially moms and dads, you should be very, very, very proud tonight. Okay, and I will say this because I think it's cool. Of all of our applicants, I averaged it out because I'm a numbers guy, I work in finance, this is what my brain does. Our average unweighted GPA this year, unweighted, meaning you don't get the extra credit for the college classes and everything else, 3.79 out of the 120 kids that applied. The average was 3.79. I don't know how I got this scholarship in 1996. I don't remember what my GPA was, but it was not 3.79. I worked at Little Caesars. I wanted to hang out with my friends a lot. Studying was kind of a secondary thing. You guys are impressive. Okay, get going here. Our 2024 Herman Sani Scholars, and I'm going to tell you in advance so you know when you can get nervous. The order is going to be Crew, Drew, because they rhyme and I think that's funny, Hannah, and then Makenna. That's the order we're going to go in here. So Crew Klingner from Williamsburg, Iowa, a graduate of Williamsburg High School. He's going to be attending Central College in Pella this fall to study engineering. That's still where we're going? Yep. And we'll be playing golf for the Dutch. Crew is here tonight with his mom, Erica, Uncle Chris, high school golf coach, Brad, Aunt Michelle, and Kenny. Ken Shaw, the guy that's sitting with me right next to me. Good. I'm like, why did I write in Kenny? And his golf teacher, Ken Shaw. Crew carried a 4.0 unweighted GPA and ranked first in his class at 97, along with taking multiple college-level classes. He was the captain of the Williamsburg boys golf team for all 4 years. He participated in basketball and cross country and was active in 4-H and Kiwanis throughout his high school career. On the course, Crew was a 3-time conference winner. In his self-statement, Crew said, "Without the game of golf, I'd not be where I am today and have the opportunities in front of me. My uncle and grandfather got me into the game at a young age, and that fueled a lifelong passion. At the age of 11, I knew I wanted to play golf in college and continue to improve. However, it wasn't easy for my parents of 4 children to provide for costly golf camps and tournaments. That was when I took it upon myself to do something. So I hosted my own tournament at the local country club. I did this for 3 years from ages 11 to 13, and I was fortunate enough to raise enough money to fund my future golf expenses. This allowed me to continue improving my golf game and helped get me where I am today. I placed 8th in the 3A class tournament as a junior, was all conference my first 3 years of high school, and participated in the Optimist International Tournament in Miami, Florida. These achievements can be attributed to my relentless work ethic, love for the game, and the help of the people around me. This sport has allowed me to make countless friends and develop lifelong relationships, which I will forever be grateful for." Crew's golf instructor, Kenny, Iowa Golf Hall of Famer Ken Shaw, had the following to say about Crew. Crew is involved in an extraordinary amount of volunteer work for a young man his age. He volunteers for the VFW, his local Kiwanis club, and volunteers at his high school for an extended learning program, and at his local church. Crew will be successful in whatever field he chooses because he's very driven and has a great attitude. He's one of the most impressive young men that I've ever had the privilege to teach, and that is rare air, Crew, for the record. He would be the type of scholar that would make the Iowa Golf Association very proud, and we are. Crew, on behalf of the Herman Sani Selection Committee and the IGA Foundation, we're thrilled to present you with this plaque commemorating you as a 2024 Sani Scholar.
Thank you very much for that lovely speech. It was so good. You even covered some of the things I was going to say. So I would first like to express my gratitude to the IGA, the Herman Sani Scholarship Committee, and everyone in the room tonight who's made this such an unforgettable experience. Golf has been truly instrumental throughout my entire life. My Uncle Chris and Papa Mike were the first ones to put a club in my hands like as soon as I could start walking. Although my parents are not golfers, they've always been my biggest supporters. Countless 2-hour car rides to tournaments and lessons, making me breakfast before early morning tournament rounds, and bearing through my hole-by-hole recap of every round, acting like they understand the good shots and the bad ones. So at 11 years old, I decided that I really wanted to get serious about competing in golf, so I hosted my own golf tournament, and that was at the Unionville Country Club in Missouri. The proceeds would fund my attendance at golf camp the following summer, and it was so successful that I hosted it another 2 years before moving to Williamsburg, Iowa in the 8th grade. Instantly, I noticed how many more opportunities there were for junior golfers to compete across the state. I greatly appreciate Herman Sani's passion of building up this foundation for junior golfers in the Iowa tournament scene. He has inspired me to give back to the game of golf in many different ways, such as volunteering at junior golf camps and giving swing lessons. My future plans consist of attending Central College to study engineering and compete on the golf team, while continuing to pursue other involvement in the game. I'd like to give a special thank you to all of my family, Brad Schaefer, Ken Shaw, the IGA, and everyone who has supported me. I cannot express enough how much of an honor it is to be a Sani Scholar and to do my part in carrying on his legacy. Thank you.
Nice job, Crew. Okay, next up is Drew DeGabriele. From Mason City, Iowa, and a graduate of Mason City High School, Drew is planning on attending North Iowa Area Community College, NIAC, to play golf for the Trojans for 2 years with aspirations of transferring to a 4-year university to compete in varsity golf and finish his undergraduate degree. He hopes to pursue a degree in sports statistics or math education, and he's here tonight with his dad, Brian, and his mom, Seth Ann. Drew graduated with a 4.0 unweighted GPA and ranked first in his class of 169 at Mason City. We're seeing a trend here. He took multiple NIAC and AP classes in high school, along with scoring an impressive 29 on his ACT. In addition to golf, Drew participated on the Riverhawks basketball and soccer teams all 4 years, earning varsity letters and academic all-conference in both sports. He was involved in Model UN, mock trial, which I've seen and I've judged mock trial. That is brutally tough. And was a National Honor Society and Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society recipient as well. On the course, Drew was a multiple all-conference winner, multiple all-academic all-conference winner, and an academic all-state winner. In his self-statement, Drew referenced his grit multiple times throughout as a core part of his personality and golf game. I think we can all agree that grit and determination are critical to persevere through the ups and downs of competitive golf. Drew also talked about his leadership and doing the extra things to help the team be successful. Here's what he had to say. As a member of my high school boys program, I served as a positive influence and role model for my teammates. One individual I tried to make a major impact on was my teammate Noah. He showed potential as a sophomore, and I worked to help and encourage him to dedicate himself to the game. I golfed with him throughout the summer, gave him tips, and by the end of his junior year, Noah had earned all conference honors with a 10th place finish at the conference tournament. Noah also earned most improved player his junior year. Troy Rude, the head men's golf and basketball coach at Mason City, had the following to say about Drew. I believe one of Drew's strongest assets is his calm, confident demeanor. In any situation, he exhibits a sense of poise and control, which I believe will serve him well in whatever field he chooses to pursue professionally. Most importantly, though, Drew has a strong value system that he uses to guide his decision-making, which has made him an outstanding role model for his peers. Drew, on behalf of the Herman Sani Selection Committee and the IGA Foundation, we are thrilled to present you with this plaque commemorating you as a 2024 Herman Sani Scholar. Come on up.
It's such an honor to be here tonight, and I want to thank the Iowa Golf Association for this incredible opportunity and experience. I would also like to thank my coaches, teammates, and family for all your help along the way. My coaches have helped me improve, my teammates have pushed me to get better, and my family has supported me every step of the way in my golfing journey. I am very grateful for all of you. I love golf. I have played golf since I was young, and it has helped shape me into the person I am today. My first memories of golf are centered around family. My father, grandfather, and great-grandfather taught me the game of golf. As I grew older, my golf memories have become special moments with teammates, at tournaments, and learning about myself as a person. Over my high school golfing career, I improved by over 15 strokes. During my senior year of high school, my grit and passion for golf resulted in first team all-conference honors and 4 tournament medalist honors. Throughout my golf journey, I have also learned more about myself as an athlete, and golf has helped me become an honest and respectful competitor. As a 2024 Herman Sani Scholar, it means a great deal to me that I will get to further my education in hopes of serving as a leader in my community. I am thankful for the opportunity to represent the values and passion for golf that Mr. Sani and the scholarship program have exemplified. I have become a better student, individual, and athlete from the traits I have developed through my experiences. With the support of the Herman Sani Scholarship, I plan to continue to grow in all facets of my identity. Due to my dedication to golf, I feel fortunate to have the opportunity to play golf at North Iowa Area Community College for the next 2 years. Through golf, I've learned traits such as grit that help define me and will help guide me through my future. In that future, I hope to pursue a career that marries my love for golf to my love for math. The 2 main paths I'm focusing on are either a career in sports statistics with a potential focus on golf, or a career in math education partnered with serving as a golf coach. My experiences and my character will pave the way for me to serve as a leader and make a lasting impact on the community while pursuing my professional goals. I am very grateful to have the privilege to honor Mr. Sani as I achieve those goals. Thank you.
Nice job, Drew. Okay, Hannah Pettitt, over here. Hannah's from Urbandale, and she is a graduate of Waukee Northwest High School. She'll be attending South Dakota State this fall and be studying biochemistry while playing on the Jackrabbits golf team. Hannah is here tonight with Mom and Dad, Nate and Sarah, Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben. Aunt Emily, Grandma Pam, Grandpa Todd, Aunt Sarah, and Uncle Gage. Did I get everybody? Yeah. There we go. Hannah maintained an impressive 4.21 unweighted GPA. Is that even possible? How does that work? A pluses?
Yeah.
Lord. Okay. 4.21 unweighted GPA at Waukee Northwest while taking multiple AP classes. I mean multiple. There was a list of them. In the community, Hannah earned a silver cord through multiple volunteer activities, including the food pantry and Meals from the Heartland. She also worked part-time as a lifeguard at Wakanda, and most recently in the pro shop at Glen Oaks, right? Yeah. At Northwest, Hannah was also involved in basketball and show choir, in addition to being named All-State multiple times in show choir. And Hannah just told me earlier that she's actually going to sing her speech for everybody tonight. Is that true?
False.
False. That's fake news. Never mind. Okay, she's just going to talk, I guess. On the course, Hannah was a CIMO conference champion and 4-year letter winner and captain of her high school golf team. And after a quick check of past Sani scholars, I am now 100% confident, because I think they're all here, that Hannah is the 4th Pettitt to win this award, joining Aunt Sarah in 2012. Wave your hand. Mm-hmm. Dad, Nate, in 2000. Wave your hand, Dad. There you go. And Uncle Ben in 1994. There we go. It's impressive. In her self-statement, Hannah said, "My connection to the game of golf has blessed me similarly to my other experiences mentioned. I can easily bond with my dad and extended family members. I've created lifelong friendships with teammates and other golfers. I've built a mental toughness that prepares me for the real world. I believe golf will continue to bring me these positive benefits as I go to college and continue playing in summer golf tournaments. For example, last year I had a great experience at the Iowa Women's Amateur for my first time, held at Finkbine Golf Course. Although my dad doesn't play golf much now to our large family, he was able to caddy for me, which was special. Additionally, I was able to meet lots of great people, and at the time she wrote this, she said, "I'm very excited to play in the 100th Women's Amateur Tournament and be a part of that great milestone." I think you did plan it. I think your dad caddied for you again, right? Yeah? Okay, good deal. At minimum, playing in and supporting this great event is something I always hope to do. Jackson Dalbitz, the choir director at Waukee Northwest, had the following to say: "Hannah is a phenomenal school and community leader. Her success beyond high school is guaranteed. Her commitment, leadership ability, and limitless potential are what make her one of the most exceptional students I have ever taught. Hannah is among the students who I hold in the highest regard, and is a student that I will follow with great interest and admiration as she finishes high school and continues on to college in her career. Hannah has made a lasting impact on me and her fellow students, and will make a lasting impression on everyone else she comes into contact with." That is a very, very high recommendation. So, Hannah, on behalf of the Herman Sani Selection Committee and the IGA Foundation, coming up, we're going to give you a plaque and announce you as a 24 Herman Sani Scholar.
All right. Well, just to start off, golf has always been a big part of my life, and so I just want to give thanks to all the friends, family members, and organizations that have helped me get to where I am today. So first, the Iowa Junior PGA section, I gotta give thanks to them for helping me grow my love for golf and all the amazing friendships that it's given me. Obviously, I'm sad to see that chapter end, as I can't participate in any of the tournaments anymore, but don't worry, I have 7 other siblings and plenty more family members to fill my shoes there. Also, a big thanks to the IGA, their dedication to growing the game of golf, hosting incredible tournaments, and challenging and pushing me to become a better golfer. Like they said about a couple weeks ago, I was able to participate in the 100th Iowa Women's Amateur. Special shout out to Caitlin and Carly for putting on such a great event and recognizing the Iowa Women's Golf Association, as well as all the deserving women's golfers there. I especially had a good time because the snacks are awesome. I know Paige is in charge of those. And I sadly had to fire my dad after 2 days of caddying and had to call him back up. So my grandpa came and caddied for me for the 3rd day. But I can't wait to keep participating in those match plays in the amateur for years to come. Special thanks to all my family members, obviously they were already listed, who came out here to support me, especially my Grandpa Todd over there, who introduced golf into the family, and I can now say I can officially outdrive the old fart. And always, thank you to my dad. And thank you for my dad to always practicing with me, because it definitely paid off. Finally, I'd just like to thank the Herman Sani Scholarship Committee for selecting me as a recipient. Not only do I get to represent Mr. Sani, the IGA, but like I said, I get to be the 4th recipient of the Pettitt family to receive this scholarship. And like I said, they're all in attendance, and I couldn't be more grateful. But overall, the game of golf is more than a sport to me. It's a community full of lifelong friends, competition, and finding people who share the same love and passion for the game of golf. So thank you again for this amazing opportunity.
Thanksgiving, they're going to have arguments over who gave the best Sani acceptance speech. I think that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Although Grandpa, he may not vote for you after that last comment. So, okay, Makenna Carlson, and then we're going to wrap things up. So from Story City, Iowa, and a graduate of Roland Story High School, Makenna will be studying professional golf management at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. She's here tonight with Mom, Michaela. Now I have to read your handwriting. You wrote this. Mom, Michaela, Dad, Shane, sisters, Brinley and Hadley, and her friend Jack Hansen. Did I get everybody? Perfect. Okay. Makenna maintained a 3.87 unweighted GPA at Roland Story while completing, and I mean multiple DMAC classes. Like, are you a junior in college right now? Because I mean, literally half of your classes the last 2 years had DMAC on them. I'm like, how many credits does she have going? That's amazing. That's impressive. She was incredibly active in high school athletics and music with involvement in choir, theater, cross country, track, basketball, and of course golf. She was also active in the community, participating in FFA, FCCLA, which I don't know that I know all of that acronym. I know what FFA is. What is FCCLA? There we go. Yeah.
We do FCCLA at our school. We don't really say that.
Got it. I'll keep going. Key Club, volunteering at church, and coaching youth basketball and golf. She also has worked at Riverbend Golf Course in Story City since 2001 on the grounds crew and inside as a cashier. On the course, Makenna had tremendous success with all conference honors, all state honors, and her team has a state championship and another runner-up finish as well. She also continues to be pushed by her younger sister, Brinley, who plays for the Norseman golf team as well. Brinley, where are you? Before you wave your hand. There you go. In her self-statement, Makenna said, "I have had a dream of making golf a career since I was 9. So finding a career that allows me to do so has been incredible. A career in golf as a teaching pro takes confidence, social skills, respect, honesty, kindness, and leadership, all of which the game has taught me. So why not teach other young kids those skills as well? Next year, I'll be attending the University of Nebraska-Lincoln to major in PGA management. After visiting other schools, I knew Nebraska was the place for me because no other school even competed with all the opportunities I would have when attending Nebraska-Lincoln. I want to open my own business that combines golf, fitness, and diet so that players can come to one facility that would help achieve their goals. Each player is built differently, and each player has different goals. So why not make a program designed around each athlete?" I think Ken Shaw agrees with that right there, probably. Yeah. He's a pretty good teaching pro, too. You guys should talk to him. Take advantage of it, guys. It's pretty good. Makenna's high school coach, Larry Hammerman, had the following to say: "It's not very often that a coach truly feels honored to have the opportunity of writing a letter of recommendation for a player. But this is one of those times for me. Makenna is a great team leader and role model, and she works very hard at her game as well as her academics. Makenna is a natural leader who works hard to improve her skills, as well as helping her teammates to improve their skills. Her work ethic is second to none. She thrives at working hard, reaching her goals, and being the best role model she can be. Not once has there ever been a question around her work ethic, her integrity of the game, or her heart. She is someone who I am proud to say has strong core values. She has compassion for others, she has a strong heart, and is willing to help others every chance she gets." Makenna, on behalf of the Herman Sani Selection Committee and the IGA Foundation, come on up and get your plaque as a 2024 Herman Sani Scholar.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply honored to receive the Herman Sani Scholarship. This recognition means the world to me and represents a significant milestone in my academic and athletic journey. First, I want to express my gratitude to the Herman Sani Foundation and its committee for believing in me and investing in my future. Your support not only helps alleviate the financial burden of pursuing higher education, but also inspires me to strive for excellence both on the golf course and in the classroom. I would also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to my family, friends, and coaches who have been my pillars of strength and encouragement. Their unwavering belief in me has been a driving force between my achievements. Golf has taught me valuable lessons in discipline, perseverance, and teamwork. These lessons will guide me as I continue my education in athletic pursuits. I am committed to upholding the values that the Herman Sani Scholarship represents and to making a positive impact in both my academic and athletic endeavors. Thank you once again for this incredible opportunity. I'm excited to embark on this new chapter and look forward to making the most of it. Thank you.
Other trophy up here, and if you're wondering what that is and you're a Sani scholar, that's the Frohline Award. Okay? So tomorrow, the 4 of you are going to go play golf. And you're going to have fun, and you're going to play with integrity, and it's going to be a friendly competition. But to the winner goes the Frohline. Okay? So Trudy Frohline was John, I don't even know how long at Hypo.
Before my time.
She was a volunteer for the Sani from the time it started until literally 1996. I got a kiss on the cheek because I've got one of these in my basement. And I think it represents, to me anyways, for the Sani, it represents the spirit of volunteerism. And you will see that tomorrow. Our club rallies behind this event, just like Hyperion did. And Mike, you know how many members we have that come out here and spend their weekend helping find balls in the fescue. We're not going to have to worry about that with our group tomorrow. We're hitting his fairways and greens. But there's a tremendous volunteer spirit in this tournament. This represents it. So you're going to have a friendly competition within the competition tomorrow, and the winner gets to take home the Frohline. So the last thing I will say, and this is, I promise you, this is not a pitch for donations, but I will tell you this. We had a very generous offer that was made by an anonymous donor a couple of weeks ago that they will match any donations to our scholarship fund, dollar for dollar, up to $75,000. So if you are so compelled, if you have been moved by the young men and women that you've seen tonight, heard from tonight on the Griffle and the Sani, we're incredibly proud of these young people. They're the class of the game in the state, and we expect big things out of them. Congratulations to all the Griffle scholars. Congratulations to all the Sani scholars. Have fun tomorrow. I'll see you out there, okay?
Well done, Steve. Way to hang in there. You really gutted it out. Thanks. Let's give one more round of applause to Crew, Drew, Hannah, and Makenna. Thanks to everyone once again. Thank you to Echo Valley for hosting us tonight. Clint, where do we want to take a photo of the scholars? Over here? All right, all the scholars, I want you guys to stand up real quick. Griffle scholars, come up and get your plaques. Come over here. This is way easier if I just do it before everybody stands up. We're going to take a picture of all the scholars, and you guys, all the moms and dads, you guys can get your phones out and everything. Just kind of organize over here to my left, and we'll get photos taken right away. But thanks again for coming tonight. I hope you guys had a great time. Good luck to everybody playing in the tournament this weekend, and well done, scholars.